Hey, what's up guys, my name is Charlie. Today we're going to be reacting to some more James and Mike Mondays, and it's going to be Super Castlevania 4 for the SNES Part 1. Oh boy, this is going to be a totally awesome video. I've actually played Super Castlevania 4 for the SNES, and it's pretty good. I've actually played quite a handful of Castlevania games, but I have to say, Castlevania Sympathy of the Night has to be perhaps one of my favorite Castlevania games of all times. That game is just totally awesome, just totally amazing. Actually, I remember mostly also playing it for the Xbox 360. That was a while back though, like 6 or 8 years ago. But yeah, I definitely also remember playing it for the Xbox 360 as well. Because they released it on the Xbox 360. I'm pretty sure they did anyway. Castlevania Sympathy on the Night. I'm pretty sure they released it on the Xbox 360. So I remember paying for it and playing it. Yeah. Let's see what this video is all about, shall we? Let's go. How the hell did we go from talking about Sympathy of the Night from Super
Super
Castlevania 4?
Castlevania 4, still my favorite Castlevania game. We're gonna play it right now.
Okay.
And I remember as the Angry Video Game Nerd, I already did the 4-part Castlevania marathon.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
I've already talked about it enough. I already said everything I wanted to say, but let's just give it a playthrough and really sit down and experience it in its entirety. Every 100 years, the forces of good mysteriously start to weaken. His power grows stronger and stronger. Who would you like to hear read this? I'd like to hear Peter Cushing read it.
Christopher Lee's still
Tim
alive.
Curry. I'd like Tim
Well,
Curry
If
to
there's
read
anything
this.
he could do at this point, it would be like to do a voice for something.
Yeah.
You know? I think he'd be perfect, actually. I mean, he is fucking Dracula.
They made a new Dracula game or a Castlevania game, and they got him to do the voice. That would be amazing.
Yeah.
Although he typically does not want to have anything to do with Dracula, you know.
Yeah.
He released a metal
Or we could have
album
Tim
recently,
Russ.
which is surprising.
For Star
And
Trek.
and the reason I
Tuvok
heard about the Dracula
from Star
thing
Trek
because
Voyager.
Richie Faulkner,
I think it's Tim
the
Russ,
new
whoever the
guy
guy
in
was that
Judas
played
Priest, worked on
Tuvok.
the metal album with Christopher Lee, and he said that when he like went there, like his Christopher Lee's agents would say like, don't bring up Dracula, like whatever you do, don't talk about Dracula. I know he likes the Bram Stoker novel and everything, but I think he just felt like the character got beaten to death so bad in the movies that
Right.
it was just like they overdid it.
What
so
if you
much.
brought up how he was in The Mummy? Think you'd have a problem with that?
I don't know. I mean, I don't
Because
think
that
so.
ain't Dracula. He was the
I
Mummy.
think it's just because, yeah, I think it's just because everybody talks about Dracula so much that he's just sick to death of it, you know? I guess it's kind of like, I guess everybody goes through that a little bit. Like Adam West and William Shatner, like they always get brought up like the same thing all the time.
Questions
but then,
over
at the same
and over,
time,
yeah.
they like it, you know, and they go along. But it's,
Everybody always says, you know, what's your favorite episode? And then Shatner's always like,
He's probably
he's like, I
said
don't
it
care.
100
Like,
times.
Stop talking to me about.
And when he does give the answer seriously, he says, city over the river.
Oh, okay.
Which what he means is city on the edge of forever.
Oh, okay.
But that tells you how much he doesn't give a shit that he doesn't even know the name of the fucking episode.
When you get far,
Well, there's so many
and by the way, I
episodes, so-
can't play the game without doing that. I always have to
Moonwalking.
moonwalk. You know, I'm just gonna keep moonwalking. Here, you play the first level.
Hey, just do that for an hour and call it a day.
When you see the castle in the background in the beginning, it just makes you feel like you have so far to go. When you get to the castle, it's a big deal. Like, I made it this far, and then the game still keeps going. It's kind of like Mega Man, when you fight all the different guys and all the different stages, and then you fight Dr. Wily, and then it's like a whole new part of the game. Like, my whole thing about it is that when they did Symphony of the Night and did all these other Castlevania games, and the whole
Castlevania
games are
Symphony of
inside
the
the
Night.
castle, that just took a lot of the excitement out for me. It was like, oh, you're already
I like
in
the level
Dracula's
up
castle.
progression. That was
Right.
totally awesome.
Oh,
Even though
That's
those
why I
games
love that
were
game.
even
It was
bigger
so
than this, but
smooth.
it was still just
The
it
level
kinda
up
took out a
progression
lot of the
was so
suspense
nice.
leading up to entering his castle. Another thing about this game is that it's very straightforward. The second game, you know, Simon's Quest did a lot of different things with it, and then the third one had all the different characters.
Right.
And
This is kind of bringing it back to the original. These are the ones I like best. I like
Yeah.
the first game and I like this one.
it just brings the simplicity back.
The third one is like the same as these, but it's like it's harder.
Yeah.
You know, and you have to learn how to use the other characters, and I like that, but I like the simple version like more.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, you get used to just one kind of control, and then when you die in this game, it's because you fucked up. There's just a lot of things in the NES games that are just kind of cheap, where it's the controls are kind of stiff. The jumping at sometimes you don't
That's
have
why I
much
like the
control over.
Castlevania
One thing that
Symphony
always
of the
pisses
Night
me
because
off in
it's
the
so
NES
smooth.
games is when you try to go downstairs, sometimes you'll just fall to your death.
Oh yeah.
You know, because you have to do it just right, hitting like down and like down in a direction.
Mhm.
All I'm doing is pushing right, and he gets right on the stairs.
Yeah.
Where in the NES version, if you're not hitting like down as well, you'll just drop, and like that's awful.
Yeah, and that's not to say there can be some cheap deaths here, but you know you're not going to find them as much. Another thing is all the power-ups in the later Castlevania games. They're always about powering yourself up and getting new spells and equipment and stuff. And there's a lot of times where it's like, okay, well I die here, but if I get some time and get some experience points or whatever, I could build myself up. And you're always making yourself more powerful. But in this one, it's just your skills. It's like your brain cells need to get more powerful. It's just like
to me, doing that kind of shit is more like what you would want to do in like Final Fantasy or something. Like, you know, build up your experience. To me, Castlevania is not.
It's not. It was never about that. It
not
was
that I dislike like the other versions. Like I like Symphony of the Night and all that. But I just prefer this type.
Another
you
thing
don't
I
have
guess
to
we have to point out, even though I'm sure I
concentrate
already
on
said
the
it,
power
all
levels
this in
and
my
everything.
nerd video, but the fact you could duck walk in it, like you could crouch and like go do it right now. Like that, you see? Like you can do stuff like that. There's no limit to what you can do.
I don't really understand. Can you help? Do I just walk across?
You're gonna
You
get
could
hit
just
by the thing
walk
if you do,
across
so
it.
just whip it. Like you probably best to go on the platform, or if you just go under them, you could probably whip up quick enough if you do it really fast. Like when you get over.
No, that's not what I'm asking. I'm asking is that thing gonna flip?
Oh, that you can walk across.
Okay.
If you jump on it though, then it'll spin. You just walk over it.
Yeah, you just walk over it.
I love the themes of all the stages. I love how that's kind of like a haunted horse stable, and now you're going on to, you know, this like river.
There's a like a treasure chamber in this, right?
I like his t-shirt,
I
a little
love that
pumpkin
one.
t-shirt.
Yeah, it's like all gold. It's like Scrooge McDuck's nightmare.
Exactly.
So
that was
you
always
got
my
the
favorite.
cemetery. I mean, look at that. I mean, you gotta have a cemetery.
Look at these graphics, by the way. These are fucking awesome graphics.
Yeah, they're
when
pretty
this
good
came out,
for the
this
time.
was a big deal. This was like, wow.
There's a lot of Super Nintendo games that I don't think look that great, but this,
Yeah, some of them
you know,
didn't
this is
age well.
just beautifully designed. Like, look at the attention to detail. Like the way, look at the trees like in the background, and then look at like the
moving.
the clouds going by, like all the way in the background up top. Just like all the layers is like awesome.
Yeah, the
I
layers
like
are
the
pretty
first stage
awesome.
with the skull in the background, how like the mountains are in the shape of a skull, and there's bats that come out the eye hole, but it only happens like once. I always felt that this was as good as 3D when I was a kid, because you could see, you know, how far away the background looks. It really felt like the foreground is just popping off the screen.
It still feels that way.
Yeah, or I guess I should clarify that the background is deep inside the screen, not that the foreground's coming off, but which of course it's not 3D, but
Don't worry, I know what you mean. Yeah.
I was so disappointed with
Oh,
Castlevania 64. I mean,
Castlevania 64.
whatever, we already fucking did a whole nerd video on it, so obviously, you know.
I actually want to play that. Kind of looks like kind of interesting to play. I haven't. I really want to play
I'm
that.
still so upset about that. Like that's
really.
I remember the bomb.
Game, yeah, I mean that was one of the games that like I bought that with my own money, like when it came out, and I was like, because I loved like the NES games, and I played this. I didn't own this actually when I was a kid, this one, but I had played this, and I was like, all right, now this is gonna be really awesome because it's on N64, and then I got it, and I was like. I really tried hard to like it. When you spend that kind of money, like when you're that age, you know, that's a lot of money.
It tried to do that kind of Zelda sort of camera thing.
Because that was like all my money, and I did not like the game at all. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely want to play the game.
I rented it, so I guess I was more fortunate.
Yeah, you definitely were.
You weren't a sucker.
I used to make this a
Best
tradition.
of
I used to
rent
play
games
this
before
game
you pay
every
for it.
Halloween when I was a kid.
And you have the same tradition for the Halloween movie, don't you? To watch that every year.
Lately, I've been making the original Halloween movie, tradition. But the one thing that's been the tradition longest is watching The Great Pumpkin and Disney's Ichabod. Oh, this part used to fuck me up because if that guy comes down when you're trying to swing on this, and if you try to whip him, you'll hit the thing, you know,
Whip
and
him.
then then you'll hit that and
Whip
fuck
him
yourself
good.
up. Whip it good. All right, here we go.
Ooh, nice.
There you go.
Impressive.
What are those things?
It's mastered the
Oh,
controls.
just skeletal dragons, I guess.
That live on the side of rock. Like,
Yeah, it's dragon skeletons that live on the side of rocks.
I don't know, maybe
I mean,
snake?
what's with anything, really?
Okay.
It's like,
Yeah.
what is... Why are there candles floating in the air that you whip and hearts come out?
True.
I guess it's supposed to be the Hydra.
Hmm.
And it goes to
Okay.
slow motion
And,
because there's too much shit on the screen.
maxing out the limits of the SNES.
I like the whip cool little trick where you just
Did you ever
dangle
call
the
it
whip.
SNES?
It's more popular in Europe, I think.
Okay.
The SNES. In graphics, this
SNES.
is always kind of a big deal when you can kind of see through. You know, like Super Mario World when they did the ghosts and everything.
Yeah.
It's like seeing through one layer. This stage
Oh,
never
this
goes
stage,
full
yeah.
speed
That looks like that
because
ride, Houdini's Great Escape. In,
Oh, this
Great
stage
Adventure,
is
with the
nauseous.
room-
Oh, yeah.
Room,
I remember the stage.
Oh
It's
shit!
Oh,
sickening.
Fuck, that shouldn't have happened. You know what? I don't think I've ever died once in my life on this part.
So basically, if you stand there, the ones behind you don't actually fall. It's only until you're moving off the screen that they fall.
I guess so.
Wait, just stand still for a second. See,
Okay.
they're not falling.
Yeah.
It's only when you move they fall.
Oh, the blocks.
The blocks behind, like when you
Oh,
move up, they
okay.
fall
I
off the
thought you meant the
screen.
skeleton.
It's kind of like the screen, like cuts those things off.
That's true. Yeah. I never thought of
Floating
that.
candles.
You're in no hurry. In other words.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Wow.
You don't have to rush. It makes you feel like you have to rush.
It
though.
makes you
Yeah, 'cause
feel
the
like you have
background
to rush.
is like
It's a trick.
moving.
Or they just fucked up.
No, I think they're trying to make it like tense, but without having it be unfair.
All right, here we go. Rockman. Ooh.
Is that this guy's name?
Reminds me of, like, The Thing.
That's
Sort
if
of
that's
like
really
that.
his name, that's not
From
very
like the
clever.
Fantastic Four, The Rock.
Man.
Sounds like a Mega Man villain. It
Yeah.
probably is.
Well, Mega Man was called Rockman.
Oh, there you go. That's where I heard it.
Hmm.
I always used to do that. I just
That
want to
looks
see
so
that.
cinematic.
Exactly. I always want to see that pose.
Those harpies.
Herpes?
Harpies.
Harpies.
Like
or
those
herpes.
flying like women.
Oh, like they play the harp.
Like
Yeah.
the class. Well, it has nothing to do with.
Okay, so
the
it's nothing to do
Well,
with
the
They're just
harp.
called harpies.
They're called harpies.
It's like, you know, like gargoyles. It's just like
Yeah.
the name
No.
of like a.
Really? So it's another... I never heard of harpies.
Gargoyles from like Legend of...
Now that guy
Legend
say
of
it's a
Zelda.
gargoyle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Zelda games?
that would be more like that right there.
Yeah.
That was like a harpy.
I just never heard... I just don't know what it is.
Yeah, I
Like
can only
Medusa,
picture the
isn't
harp.
The Medusa also like a Greek, like legend.
Greek mythology,
Greek
yeah.
I think it's a Greek
Tiny
mythology.
just
thing.
stone.
That's what the harpies are. Speaking of Greek mythology, how about Kid Icarus someday?
Oh, yeah, we should.
Nice.
This is kind of a terrifying stage here. It's just... There's nothing but black
Yeah.
and just a flashing
It's nothing but
red,
patience.
Like, just... I don't know, it gets under your skin somehow. It just kind of like,
Yeah.
it makes you feel alert and like, oh god, what's gonna happen?
What's coming, right?
Just anytime there's like a flashing red light, just like, cause for alarm.
This game is just so well done with the horror theme.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I've always liked about it.
How has there not been a Castlevania movie at this point?
I mean, they were talking
Yeah, I
about it
mean-
for a while, and I just guess it got canceled or
They should
something.
definitely. I mean, they did a
But
Witcher
I
TV
feel like it
series.
wouldn't
They
be
should.
good. I don't know.
I mean, the Witcher
If
someone
TV
did the right-
series is
did it
good.
right,
They could have
The
get it
thing is,
right.
I think it needs to have the type of budget like Lord of the Rings has or something like that. It can't just be like a cheapo horror movie.
I don't
you
know.
know,
It's kind of expensive.
like
Lord
one
of
of
the
these,
Rings was
like,
very high.
like an
like one of
Insidious
those.
type of,
Yeah,
like,
that's what I feel. It would be like that, or it would be like...
It needs to be like
10
fucking
million.
really
It would-
epic. It needs to be like
Best.
Star Wars
yeah,
budget.
like I would think it would be like Van Helsing, and I think it needs to be better than that.
Yeah, it
So
needs
it's
to be a
like-
lot better than that.
I wouldn't mind if it was just like in the style of a Hammer film, if it just felt like,
Well,
you know...
I don't think that would go over today though.
It
Yeah,
that's
Hammer's
the
sort
shame
of
of it,
old.
but
Yeah.
that's what these games were based on. They were inspired by Hammer films and
Right.
classic horror films, Greek mythology, and like all these elements they took together.
Right.
Um,
But if they were gonna, like, with movies like Guardians of the Galaxy and like Avengers and that type of stuff, you know,
it
they
would have
would
to be
they
like an
wouldn't be
action
able,
kind of. They'd have to have
Yeah.
a lot of action, but
But like I
That'd be
said,
okay with me because like The video game is like all action, you know.
But it's gonna look.
They did
just
good
like
with
a
The
video game
Witcher.
cutscene if they do it today. They're just gonna make everything CG.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't want it to be all CG.
The Witcher TV series and the video game, they did a great job on that, so they could pull it off if they did it with this game.
And you know what? And I know it would never happen, but it would be the perfect, like, even if it was like I feel like they could get, if they got Christopher Lee as Dracula, it would be the best comeback ever. And I know you're thinking, like, he's so old now, like, how could he do it? Well, like, I feel it would be like Castlevania.
He's so old, I
Simon's
think he
Quest,
died.
where
Rest in peace, Christopher
He's dead
Lee.
in it, but like they would get.
He's dead in real life. He died,
It would be like the
didn't he?
beginning of Symphony of the Night, actually, kind of like where he kills Dracula, like before the credits start. So here's what happens. He goes up the steps with the crescent moon in the background and everything. He goes up there. Dracula turns around and it's fucking Christopher Lee. And then they start fighting, and it's kind of like in Revenge of the Sith, where like for the action scenes, you know, they'll just kind of CG him.
Yeah.
Because you know Christopher Lee wasn't doing all those flips and everything.
Like Yoda wasn't really doing all those flips because he doesn't exist.
Yeah, exactly. So it could be done. They do that, and then he's dead. They kill him before the credits start, and then it just says Castle fucking Vania on the screen, and then the movie starts. And then
does it actually say fucking?
Yeah, it would say Castle fucking
This was
Vania.
before Christopher
And then,
Lee died, I'm guessing
the
this
rest of the
video,
movie,
obviously.
He's gathering Dracula's body
This video
parts
was a little
to
bit
build him
old.
again. So
He
then
just sort
it's
of
Christopher
died.
Lee's voice as like a
I don't
ghost.
know, was it 4 years
So
ago? I
they
can't
sort
remember.
of have like, you know, his face kind of drifted
pretty sure he
here and
died.
there, and then and
I remember doing a
Simon
rest in
Belmont's
peace sort
talking
of.
to him like in the pond or something, his like reflection, and so basically that's my idea how you get Christopher Lee in the movie.
Okay, do you know what my problem with that is?
He's dead?
What you had said a little bit earlier.
About what?
About Christopher Lee and Dracula.
That he won't do it.
Right.
You're never gonna get him to
It's
do
kind
it.
of awkward
What is
because
that down
he's
there? It
dead.
looks like a cow's head.
I don't
So-
know. Yeah, it does.
They're talking like
a
he's
cartoon.
alive, but
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
dead.
That has
But
Molly
obviously
Moon
the
now. Yeah, Molly
the
Moon
video was
statue
before he
that
died.
hasn't been painted.
But it
Oh, I
makes it
hate
even
these
more
things, they just keep coming
awkward.
up.
Because he's talking about him like he's still alive. It's
All right, let's
weird.
see how well I do here.
But yeah, as I said, obviously this video was before
Oh, this is just like
know,
in
before he died.
Disney World, the Haunted Mansion with the dancing people.
He was
How
still alive
much
when
has the Haunted Mansion
they
changed
released
over
this
the
video.
years?
Quite a bit, unfortunately. They made a lot of it like CG, you know. I think what they did is back in the day they probably had like real like ghost like dummies or something, and that they probably filmed. And that's probably what was in the seat with you, where now it's just all a thing that was made on a computer.
Okay.
So it used to look like a real thing because it was a real thing.
Because I've always thought this was strange, like as a kid, how it's like a library.
Yeah.
And I started recognizing more that like a library is sort of like one of those horror backdrops.
Oh, it absolutely is.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like it's
A lot of
like, I
horror
don't
movies
understand
have
where
like
it's coming from.
libraries.
At first, it's like, oh, why is a library scary? But then I started understanding it's kind of like the library has so much history and it's so
absolutely.
old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, can you describe it?
It's an old room. There's books. It's dusty. There's cobwebs. It's a perfect setting for like a
Yeah.
horror thing. In the hilarious House of Frankenstein, there's the librarian.
Yes, yes.
And I think even in what's the second Dracula Christopher Lee movie? Prince of Darkness?
Oh
He's
yes.
in a library. In
Prince of
Fardette.
Darkness. I like that
Like,
movie.
The
like
guy
some
who's
of-
kind of.
I think some of that takes place in a library, and a lot
That's
of
one of my
like, old
favorite
classic
Dracula movies. A lot of people
horror
don't
movies
like that
have a
movie,
library.
but I enjoyed it.
What are you talking about?
Yeah. Well, I'm saying as a kid, like this is the first time I saw like
Yeah,
a
Prince of Darkness,
library and a
Christopher Lee
horror
was
thing.
in
I was
it.
like,
Okay.
I was like, what's
Good
this all
movie.
about? Like I'm scared.
Underrated.
Of ghosts or something.
Cheesy,
Ghostbusters?
but still good.
Oh yeah.
With the
Great-
flying
great
books?
Haunted library.
Yeah. You know.
How many more good examples can you think of though?
I'm thinking like right off the top of my head of the Mummy or the spear
The
goes
Mummy.
through the Mummy, and I guess Peter Cushing throws
Okay.
it.
He's like in his study. There's always that too, where like people always have books in the background.
Right. I think
Well,
a
not
lot of
like-
the Universal horror movies have a lot of houses that have like a lot of books
Yeah,
in the
the lot-
background. Like I think of like Sir Cedric Hardwicke, like he's always sitting with like books and shit. You know.
Like,
A
if
lot
this
of
was-
films with
if
black
this was
and white
100
had.
years ago, like we
These
would
would all be
sitting
books.
Here, we wouldn't. Yeah, we would just sit here like talking about books.
This would be like an
Um,
encyclopedia, and we'd be talking about Edgar Allan Poe because it's
Yeah.
Halloween time.
Yeah, it'd be nice to get back to that, like for just a break, you know, like like fuck all the technology.
Well, I got a lot of books. I got all the Wizard of Oz books.
Yeah.
I got
and
I got
I'm
the Lord of
very
the Rings
interested
books.
to read, by the way.
I got the Lord of the Rings books.
I'd like to read those someday.
I got
Oh god. Oh, and that's
Harry
the
Potter
fucking
books.
turkey. Hold on. Ah!
Why not Harry
It was
Potter?
right there.
Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Oh, Jesus.
Robert Louis Stevenson. Dracula, Frankenstein. I got those books. I got lots of books, man. Books.
Books.
I know you also like boxes.
Mostly I've got
Do you like
Shakespeare.
boxes and books?
That's the only
Old
books
books.
really I have is Shakespeare.
Horror books.
When they look like
preferably.
that, like with like the hardcover with, you know.
Exactly. Those are the type of books that I like to have. The old hardcover,
With the
big
golden
big
lacing.
binding.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are Eastern Press that does those books. If you need to know. Eastman Press.
And if it's gonna be a horror scene and you have the books, you need a skull on the mantle. You need you need a grandfather clock,
Yes.
and you need brandy.
Brandy is a strong fucking drink, okay? It's like one of the strongest drinks.
And
You
like-
have brandy, I'm gonna be drunk.
In all those movies,
They're just like
so many
drinking
people-
brandy. They're having like these intellectual conversations. If I drank brandy, I'd be like, fucking this fucking yeah.
You should try whiskey. Whiskey's
and
good
like
shit.
in those movies, someone is on a
Gets your
horse and
heart burned,
carriage,
but
and they've
it's
been
fucking
traveling
amazing.
for miles and miles, and they get to somebody's house, and then they're like, "Oh, would you like a brandy?" It's like, how about like some water or something
Yeah.
from all the traveling you've done?
Seriously. Or like the first thing, would you like a brandy? Actually, no, like, where's your bathroom? Like, I've been like in a carriage for like 12 hours. You know, in the book, Dracula,
Yeah.
when they actually, and it's not this way in the movie, when Jonathan Harker gets to Dracula's castle in the book, one of the first things Dracula says is, would you like to make a toilet?
Would it have been an immortal line
Grab
as it is now?
I
Like,
know.
when it goes from "I am Dracula" to "Would you like make toilet?" Like, oh god, this is bad. This is really bad. Oh,
Nice.
Ooh. Fucking
see,
red
like that
skeletons.
wasn't good because I need to take him out before I.
Right. Don't be using the axe then.
Actually, no, I'm gonna have to.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Oh,
Oh boy.
no,
Oh
no,
shit.
no,
Oh
no,
shit.
no.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh god. Come on, book. Come on,
Come
book.
on, you got it.
Holy shit.
Oh,
Look at this fucking guy.
oh god.
Jesus.
Oh, dude, come on. Hit him, fast.
You
Oh.
got it.
Woo.
Nice. I love how you can just
Your
dangle the
team
whip.
move- Oh, you didn't do your...
yeah. Oh well.
Well, you're jumping
Um,
midair, so that's pretty good.
This is cool. Here, it breaks away.
Yeah, the background. Nice. Oh boy. Good memories on that game. Okay, that was Super Castlevania 4 for the SNES Part 1. That was enjoyable. Christopher Lee, I believe he died. I remember he died. I'm pretty sure, unless I've gone into a parallel universe. What was it called? And the Mandela effect. When I remember he died and he actually hasn't died. He's still alive. So I hope I'm not in the Mandela effect at the moment. But I'm pretty sure he died. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Because I remember talking about it and him saying how he's a great guy, rest in peace and all that more stuff. Well, not a great guy. He just did great movies. Because I didn't know him personally. You can't really say, oh, he was a great guy when you don't actually know someone. You just know their work. Loved his work, totally amazing. And it's a bit awkward because they're talking about Christopher Lee as if he's still alive. Unfortunately, yeah, I'm pretty sure he died. And they made this video before he died. You know, he was still alive when they made this video, obviously. So it's understandable. And I just want to say that because it just made it really awkward when they was talking about him being dead. And he is dead. You know, it's a bit awkward. Yeah, it was totally awesome. I enjoyed this video. It's nice to see this game again. And I actually have the what was it? The Castlevania Anniversary Collection. I have the Castlevania Anniversary Collection on Steam, I believe. and it has like a bunch of Castlevania games. So I should be checking out those. I mean, totally awesome to play those games again. So yeah, I could actually pop on Steam and play a couple of those Castlevania games right now. It'd be awesome. But I don't really have the time. I never have time to do anything. Yeah, if you like this video, make sure to give a like, comment down below, and make sure to subscribe to my channel if you enjoy my content. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.